It's a great Sunday morning out here. I'm on a long training run here for Ironman Florida, and I had a thought that came to mind that I definitely wanted to share with all of you about one of the most common mistakes I see runners do, and that's on their long runs. When you talk about running long, you want to build up your base aerobic system. And the reason why we do that is to help our bodies learn how to convert energy and do it for an extended period of time. And the mistake that I see is people just going out really hard, fast, and strong, because that's what our desire is as runners, right? We want to learn to be faster, we want to be stronger. But one of the keys to being able to get there is to have that solid aerobic base. So I want to talk to you about a couple ways on how to figure that out for our long runs. So there's a couple ways of doing it. And if you use heart rate training, typically you're going to see 5 zones for heart rate. And zone 2, that's your low aerobic zone. So for your long runs, you want to stay in that zone. Now, sometimes you have a heart rate system that gives you 3 zones. In that case, we want to be in zone 1. And that's based on some physical markers in our body where our oxygen consumption changes and varies on how long we can actually keep a pace. And that's the same with zone 2. Now, not all of us have heart rate monitors or something that gives us heart rate, so there's a couple other ways of doing that. The first one is based on your rate of perceived exertion. So let's say we have a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being you're sleeping, 10 being absolute all-out maximum effort, say like a 100-meter sprint, and that's all that you have in you. If you're going to go on that, you're looking for about a 3 or 4 on that scale. Another way of doing it is based on what your target pace is. So let's say realistically, I'm shooting for an 8-minute mile, say for a half marathon average. If you're doing that, your long runs, you want maybe about a 9-minute mile to a 10-minute mile. 1 or 2 minutes slower than that. And that'll help get you in that right range. Sometimes, if we're just starting out, maybe you're running 8 miles for the first time, just don't worry about your pace. Go out, finish it, nice and easy. And then the last one, which is common across all the board, so is this 1 and 2 minute mile, and your rate of perceived exertion, you can also use this heart rate, is the talk test. So your talk test is essentially like this, where you're able to have a conversation with somebody, maybe even a little bit slower, where it's easy, it's natural, but you're not to the point where you have to do this, right? You want that conversation to be able to flow. That hits one of our markers I was talking about earlier with our 3 heart rate zones. So that's the third and final way to help gauge an appropriate pace for your long runs is going to be that talk test. So I hope you guys find this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to direct message me. Feel free to leave a comment. Hope to hear you soon and keep up the good work.